One of my favorite memories of Halo was actively trying to break that game as much as me and my friends could by taking advantage of glitches. Glitches and Halo has been such a ubiquitous thing among the Halo fan base. All right, you can't do a Halo playthrough without taking advantage of at least one of the glitches. Most commonly, I would say, would be the silent cartographer, right? When we're trying to get the warthog through that little path, but the tree is in the middle, so it's really hard for us to get through it. The developers do not want us taking the warthog up through that area. That's why they put the tree there. But what do we Halo players do? Immediately, we floor it and try to go right for that path and dodge the tree. Now, most of us got through that path and were able to go ahead and get up into that area and then actually have a massive shortcut on the level of the silent cartographer, because then when you come back out, grab your warthog, you can just drive off that cliff and it saves you a whole bunch of backtracking. But there are so many other glitches or rule-breaking things that you can exploit in that game, from grenade jumps to just literally breaking the game to where it doesn't know what you're doing anymore and it freaks out. And my favorite example on that is bridge fall for Assault on the Control Room. Now, this is a legitimate speedrunning technique among the Halo CE fan base, as why it has a name, bridge fall. Where it gets the name is you come over to this bridge early on in the level of Assault on the Control Room. If you jump off the bridge right, you can actually get back down to the ground floor, and the video game just starts freaking out. It's going like, what the hell is he doing? This isn't what he was supposed to do. He's off course. He's off course. What do we do? Well, I'll tell you what the game does. Nothing. It literally just doesn't load anything else in that game. So all of the enemies are completely gone. They don't spawn in anymore. It now becomes the easiest level if you know how to go ahead and do this glitch. So the thing for me and my best friend, Jake Goodyear, who you guys should all go ahead and follow, I think he's way funnier than I am, we actually would go ahead and play Halo Combat Evolved all the time, all right? And we would try to find new things. We would try and explore, try and basically see if there was any type of glitch that wasn't known that we could go ahead and take advantage of. So a thing to know about us, we were not speedrunners. So a lot of these glitches that were already founded in the Halo community, we had no idea about for years. And bridge fall was one of those things. So we actually got to do bridge fall correctly, but we did it in the wrong way. Now bear with me here, because we were only able to do this one time, and I have tried to recreate this moment so many times after this, and it never ever works. So I'm going off of memory. It could be a little bit wrong. Just bear with me. We scaled down the mountain. We didn't jump off the bridge. We climbed down the mountain. How we did it was we jumped off the bridge, aimed right at the mountain, and then meleeed right as we landed. We hit the perfect spot that I have never been able to find ever again. Now, here's where I get a little bit fuzzy. I can't remember if we did this on anniversary graphics or if we did it on old graphics, or if we started on anniversary graphics and then went back to old graphics, and or vice versa. But somehow, one of us landed in this sweet spot on the mountain where we didn't fall, and it was just immediately like, okay, we now have an anchor point. So through a process of painstaking trial and error, we found the perfect spots to jump into that got us outside of the map, and then we could go ahead and just scale down this mountain safely to the ground floor. We thought we were Halo geniuses. We thought that we had just created something, and then we saw that no one spawned in. We're like, oh my God, we just broke the whole entire game. It's very depressing to know that this trick had a much easier way of doing it and was found out years before we did this. Well, we worked harder to do it the dumb way. I think this whole entire process took like the span of 2 to 3 hours, right? Like, I mean, we were at it forever. Then finally, when we came down and actually planted our feet on the ground, it was the most euphoric sense of accomplishment that any of us have ever had in our lives. We peaked! We peaked very early. We've been having to just live our lives understanding we already peaked, and it's all downhill from that point. God, video games are kind of depressing when I put it that way. Jesus. But the thing that's so crazy is that that happened over 10 years ago, and we still joke about it today. That's how amazing trying to figure out these glitches was in the Halo community. That's how tightly knit into just core gameplay that was. But then some people found out that bridge fall wasn't even fast enough, that they could do it in a completely different way. Some psychopath, I have no idea how they decided that they were going to do this or how many times that they had to do this to get this right. They decided that they were going to hijack the Banshee that comes and fights you, and then that's what they were going to use to get through the rest of the level. This glitch, this skip that they do, has so many fine details that it just makes me wonder, how many times did they have to do this? How many days did they spend? How many sleepless nights did they toss and turn just going like, I swear I can get that guy. If I do it this way tomorrow, I can get him. So what happens is that you immediately come outside of the hallway and then you have to go to a very specific spot. The Banshee has to see you. It starts shooting at you. You duck down, so it then comes to another specific spot. Then it decides to loop around to try and get to you if you're in the correct spot, and then it just, for some reason, glitches out. The pilot of the Banshee will actually eject himself out. The Banshee falls down onto the bridge. You hop in. You just fly through the rest of the level unbothered. Nobody is going to fight you at all on that level because, once again, they do not spawn in that level if you do either of these glitches. That is insane to try and figure out on your own or with a group of friends. But that's the insanity that we live for! And then there's crazy glitch exploits, like when you can literally do the silent cartographer in the amount of like 5 minutes. You get to a certain point and you can grenade jump from the most bottom part of that level all the way back up to the top level. You skip so much of that level and then you can just get the hell out of there. You're barely doing anything at that point. I think I've seen speed runs on that level go for like 5 minutes. That's what the Halo community has always been about, son! Like, Halo CE came out in 2001. It is the year 2026 when I film this, and there are still people who are trying to go through Halo's campaign to try and see if there's any other glitch that they can exploit, anything that can go ahead and shed 1 second off of their speed running time. And God bless those people, because I certainly am not going to spend the time to try and figure that stuff out. The only glitch that I figured out was just by sheer accident. And it's been a glitch that we have never been able to replicate ever again in that way. I've done bridge fall before. I will continue to do it in that way because there's never going to be a situation where I can replicate what we did on that mountain cliffside again. Like, I've done bridge fall before. That will be the way that I continue to do that glitch because there is no way that we are ever going to be able to replicate how we scaled down that mountainside that day. But we are sure going to love to live in the past and talk about it every chance we can get. What is your favorite glitch that you've exploited in any video game? Let me know about it in the comments section. Who knows? I might do a video about your favorite glitch that you've exploited. So definitely go ahead and share that, guys. And guys, just a heads up, definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification button, because it notifies you every single time that I drop a new video, which for my long form is every single day at 12 p.m. Pacific time. Also, guys, this video is being sponsored by Grifters Cola. Grifters Cola, made with 80% snake venom. I don't think that's healthy, right? Like, I'm not a snake scientist, but like, that doesn't seem healthy. And guys, if you like Halo, I have been known to stream Halo over on my Twitch. We usually do Halo co-op on my multiplayer days, which is every single Friday. So if that's something that's up your alley, come on down and follow the Twitch. It would really help me out. Link in bio, twitch.tv/don'tbesmartaleck.